This is the Super Sports Schools podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.
1, 2, 3, go!
You gotta lead to the last one.
And the opposition has to be 5 meters away from the person on the ball. Even it's a free hit.
So, Balkham playing it around the back, trying to survey the field. Balkham up 4 to Fatima 0. On the counter-attack. Oh, unfortunately let it slip. It's very hard to stay concentrated with this voice.
Yeah, it is. If someone's voice actually sounded like this, I wouldn't be able to speak to them.
It would be very embarrassing. Very.
I would barely speak to them.
4-0 to Belgium. Tough challenge up at midfield. Balkham, sorry. Yeah. Balkham Nazium.
We were talking actually before this about the last time that we saw you was obviously at the launch. Yeah, which was for us quite a. I guess there are some parallels to you, because for us it was going into a place with all these pros in broadcasting. I mean, Fiso Maziboko was broadcasting that with us. He's a pro, so we're like these little people coming in there. And now you're in the SA National Women's Hockey Team. That launch, take us back to it. What was that like?
No, it was a very nice experience to see that our school sport in South Africa is growing and that the platform is becoming much bigger for like supporters to watch, so that you don't have to physically be there, and it's very nice to be on TV.
Because at that launch, I remember some of the headmasters who came on that I chatted to, because that was the one segment was chatting to the headmasters, then they were very nervous having to stand, like fiddling, but you guys were just super cool.
I'm not really a shy person, but as soon as it's like cameras and things
under the lights,
then I get.
Luckily, we don't have any here.
Yeah, no lights at all. I mean, it's going to be your future, though, with the way your career is going. So
I guess.
Have you had any post-match interviews?
No. They just interviewed the captains before the time to ask us a few questions, but that was not very formal like this.
This is formal?
More formal than
okay.
just a normal video being taken.
I mean, for me, it's so amazing that you're in high school at the moment. What grade are you in?
Grade 12.
Grade 12. Okay, so it's the last year of high school. But what subjects do you take? What are you doing in high school other than the hockey? I mean, what goes into it that's not hockey?
When I'm just at school, it's basically school and then school hockey. But other than that, I'm always like with my friends or family and we just relax. But I put most of my attention to the hockey, so most of the time I am busy with hockey.
Okay.
I mean, it is very much your life. It's something you're pretty good at, something that's taken you far. I mean, with school for you being very much hockey, how are you feeling for this year's hockey season? I mean, you guys are out here at St. Mary's. You have a few more festivals, a few more games to play throughout the season. How are you feeling as the season goes on?
And it will be your last school hockey season as well.
Well, this is my second last tournament for the school because of the senior hockey and all of that. So I'm very excited and I'm playing my best to finish off on a high. And I'm very excited because we're not really a new team, but there are a few new ones. And we didn't have the best start, but we are getting there and playing like how we always used to play.
And how sad is it that it's going to soon come to an end as the school group? I mean, obviously on to great things, but surely the people that you've been playing with for years that you're going to be saying goodbye to.
Yeah, it's quite sad. Like, our coach made a presentation for us and she got all our parents to say a video. And when my father spoke, he said it's my last one. And it was an emotional thing. And when I thought about it, it's like, I'm not going to be playing with the same people ever again. Like, maybe one or two, but I don't think most of them want to carry on with hockey. So it's quite sad to say goodbye to friends that I've been playing hockey with since grade 1.
And at the moment, I guess it's tough because you're having to juggle all these things at the moment. What are you juggling and how do you manage that?
So I have school and then school hockey and then the SA hockey as well. But the school is very supportive and they allow me to do online when I'm away with the SA team. Luckily, this is in the school holiday, so I don't have anything right now. But there's no SA thing, so I did have time to come. But later on in the year, like end of April, I'll be missing out on a lot of school things because of the senior team. So it is quite sad, but like, since I'm not going to be playing for the school next year, I think it's best to rather go with where my future's going to be.
I mean, you've already got that future mapped out. How many countries have you been to with the
With hockey.
with hockey?
We just went to Spain, and then we came back from Egypt a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Okay, then I gotta know, highlight experience of traveling around with the SA team. One story that really stands out.
Egypt was very, very fun when we went to go see the pyramids. It was a very nice experience.
We're both history students, so that would
Yeah,
Oh,
no, that
wrong
is a
person,
dream
yeah.
come true.
I'm not a history person. So. Yeah, but it's very nice. It's really, the sightseeing is very nice to go see.
And like, what has it been like? You know, you're still in high school, you're juggling high school here, but you're also an international player, SA player. What has that been like?
I thought it was going to be tough, but I get a lot of support from my family and from my coaches, so it has made it much easier for me to balance.
Yeah, and the one thing I was wondering is, you are definitely one of the youngest people in that team, and every now and then there are players around South Africa who break into the national teams in various sports at a very young age. So what's it like going into a team that's established? There are a lot of people that you might have looked up to as you've been playing. Take us through that.
Yeah, I didn't expect to make the senior team at such a young age. Like, my goal was to make it in 2024, but which was next year when I
Smashed.
finished school. Yeah. But when I got there, I was actually very nervous and everything. But the seniors were very welcoming, and they made me feel very welcomed.
Oh, that's great.
That's lovely to hear.
And that's a target
No,
that
they're
has
very
been blown up.
encouraging, and they motivate you. So it was very nice to be in that setup.
And the first time you stood national anthem go out, that first match, where was it, when was it, and what was it like?
The first time I was in Spain last year for the Nations Cup in December. It was a very special moment for me. It was my first game and my debut for the senior team. And I sang the national anthem with a lot of pride, because I realized that not everyone gets this opportunity to represent your country. And I'm very privileged to have done that.
I might cry.
I might too. I mean, she's living the dream that most of us in high school had. Unfortunately,
While still in high school.
while the rest of us are kind of just
Yeah.
kind of uni and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've talked about how your dream has taken you now, what has brought you in the current. But where do you think that dream? Where's the dream for you? If you had the perfect scenario, rainbows, unicorns, all those wonderful things.
I mean, you've already set a goal that you've smashed. What's the next goal?
What is the next?
So my goal is to play for Netherlands. Well, not for Netherlands, in Netherlands next year. And
Yo,
still
that was
represent-
close.
Yeah, I don't want to lose another one.
No,
bro.
no. Play in Netherlands and still represent South Africa. So I'm working towards a club in Netherlands.
Yeah, because that's the club. Club hockey, Netherlands. Yeah, I mean that's the best of both. You get to play in the top club structures in the world, but still represent South Africa. So we're happy. I mean that's just fantastic.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have to ask, like, you are living out the dream that many high school kids have wished to. If you could, because you're now an upperclassman, if you could look down to them and, give them a piece of advice, not look down, but, give them some motivation, what did you say? What has motivated you to be the person that you are today?
I think I would say they shouldn't give up no matter like how young they are, because I didn't like drop my standards to the same age as me. I worked harder to like be better than whoever's older than me. I didn't like compete with someone that's my age, because I want to push myself and become better. So I think if you compete against like older people and challenge yourself, you'll become much better, and don't ever stop working.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think also the fact that you've targeted people above you, so you're not just competing against those that are contemporaries. I mean, that's something that I think obviously has been incredibly effective. And most people will be like, I need to be the best amongst my group. But you're just confined to one age group. Once you get to out of school, the pool that you're competing against is much bigger. So that's such a good attitude to have.
Yeah, like my coach always, like, that I used to train with, he used to tell me he's not treating me like, well, this was when I was 12. He's not treating me like a 12-year-old. He's going to treat me like I'm much older, so that I'm not on the same level as 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
So as soon as I became the best in my age group, I didn't stop and get comfortable. I carried on working to stand out in older age groups as well.
Well, it's worked. I wanted to ask, we've been watching you play this morning here at the St. Mary's Hockey Festival, where we're doing this in context. If you're listening to this podcast and aren't watching it, we are literally recording on the side of the Astro, but if you're watching, obviously you can see that's all the noise in the
It
background.
has been quite hard to concentrate. I've just been like glancing
just
to the game the
looking
whole
back.
time.
But obviously, I saw the two things I want to go over. Firstly, you saw the number 7 on the back. So in hockey, as someone who hasn't played, do the numbers mean anything position-wise, or do you choose them, or how does it work?
No, you can choose your number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started with number 7 my first time I made the Southern Free State team. And I got number 7 there. And ever since, I've just loved the number. It's not like someone that played with 7 that I looked up to. I just really liked the number.
So it's just you got it then, and now
I've kept it ever since, yeah.
And then also, I mean, in context for this tournament, I see on the field, it's been confusing me. Some people are wearing like different color socks. Like there's one person on each team. What's going on here?
Yeah,
You're literally wearing another color sock. What's going on here?
So every game they choose a player of the match from every team. So both teams get a player of the match, and then for your next game you have to wear the sock that they give you so that you can stand out. I guess.
So if somebody else, do you have to give that sock to the next person?
They have socks for every
No,
match.
I was going to say.
Bro, if I had to give somebody my sock after sports,
We were worried.
No,
while
I
we were
also wouldn't
watching.
wear it if it was someone else's.
Okay. Tim asked you about the socks. I asked you about the number 7. But then actually, what position do you play? And for us non-knowledgeable,
Okay,
what does that mean?
midfielder.
Okay.
In the center.
Yes.
Center link. So that's my main position, but I can play any midfielder or forward as well.
Okay.
And what's it like
What
playing
does
up in the midfield?
It's a lot of running because you have to do the defending and attacking as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we
But-
saw earlier today, you are everywhere on the field. It looks like a very tiring job.
The one time I was like, Tim, where's Taheera? And he said, down there. And then 3 minutes later, over there. It's just like,
Yeah, but I've gotten very used to it, and I really enjoy playing in the position that I do play.
that's good. And do you play in that position also at national level?
I do play in the mid. I started as forward
Okay, yeah.
for under 21 and for the senior team, but now I'm in the midfield for both. So it's much more nicer playing in the midfield than forward.
Oh, okay.
I prefer playing in the midfield.
Okay. And I mean, is it usually the goals, are they scored by forwards, midfields? How does it work? Or do you just love it because it's,
I don't mind the goals. I'll rather set someone up than scoring.
Exactly.
But a lot of midfielders nowadays do score goals as well, but forwards as well. So it's both forwards and midfielders that score.
Okay. And in the midfield, you get both sides of it. You're part of the game controlling it, so that must be, yeah. And any other positions you've ever played, ever had a crack at goalkeeping? Or
I don't think I would ever do that. I can't stand still and stay at the back. I always find myself drifting up, so I don't think it's a good idea to put me in the goals or as a defender.
charge down the field?
I always have to ask, as somebody that plays sports and as I find a lot of my sports friends, you have idols, people that you look up to. And I want to know, who have you looked up to? Who have you tried to model your career after? And why? Why that person?
I think Juanita Bobs is in the senior team. She's really motivated me, and from a young age I did look up to her. And playing alongside her now is much more inspiring, and she just motivates me.
That is crazy that you're playing alongside. As a concept, the idea that you're playing alongside somebody that you used to look up to.
I mean, how many people are able to do that? I'll take you. I guess I've got a slight experience with that, not anywhere close to that, but obviously
he brings up the story every single time he's around friends. No, Alex, continue. Do it again. Tell us the story.
I haven't heard it, and I
What
would love
story?
to hear
You're the
it.
first one. No, yeah. Tell
I
us the
would
story.
love to
Tell us the
hear
story
it.
about who you interviewed.
What story do you think I'm
Yeah,
going to say?
just tell it. Tell it, Alex.
I didn't interview. Okay, I ref rugby, right? And in South Africa, the two top referees, the top referee for men's rugby is Jaco Pape, and the top referee for women's rugby is Amy Barrett-Taron. She went to the World Cup last year, and she was an assistant referee in the final, one of the referees for the semi-finals. And as a ref, that's someone I look up to, and I have AR'd for her, so I've been her assistant referee for a match when she did a school game. So that's an example of seeing an idol and then being in the same context, which is not the story you thought I was going to give. But it doesn't come close to playing in the national team with someone you've idolized, and that's just incredible.
Okay.
Yeah,
You beat me
exactly.
to it.
Exactly.
Okay,
You
thanks.
were very forward there.
Very presumptive.
Spur back bacon is like having fillet for breakfast.
Because back bacon has more meat and less fat, and we grill that back bacon at 350 degrees. Then serve it with 2 large eggs, golden chips, grilled tomato, toast, and jam. And at only $49.90 for our unreal breakfast. Why not bring the whole family? Spur, people with a taste for life. T's and C's apply.
I think the fact that there are so many teams, there are 32 competing in this tournament. How cool is that being involved?
It's very tough because it's only 25 minutes and there's 4 pools of 8 teams and only 3 go through from each pool. So it is quite tough. You have to make sure you can win every game since it's such short games.
It's a World Cup crammed into 4 days.
Yeah. But it's a very nice tournament.
And then, okay, here's something that we both have a question about, because this morning getting ready to leave, the hockey girls were leaving as well. I'm not sure if you can shed any light on this, but I had to go back to fetch something from my room. I run down the corridor, and then I see one of the players, I'm not sure from which school, but she was rushing back to get something, carrying a bag, and she had what looked like a dummy in her mouth.
Walking around with a pacifier and a bib.
Okay, so we also do things like that, but we don't have dummies. But when it's your first time playing for the first team, then the seniors initiate you. But it's up to them on what they want to do. So that happens in your first year in the first team.
Can we ask what you made your juniors do?
I was only on one tournament with them, so and it was only like 3 days, basically 2. So we didn't really do much. Yeah.
But so, like Tim said, it's because they're the babies of the team.
Yeah,
because I know at Bosch for first festival, I don't remember which festival. It's the Easter festival that they go up to. All the juniors have to go Blescorp. It's funny because you see these guys that have been growing up there for so long, and now they look like a mango. That's the only way to describe them. They look like a mango. Exactly. There's a little bit of fuzz on top.
It's literally like a mango pip once you've tried to get everything off.
Some schools, boys' schools do that.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys do it?
No.
Come on. You can
I was never cut my hair.
It would take the whole year and more to grow back. Yeah.
Probably have to wear a wig.
I mean, that's just the culture around high school sports. I mean, you're playing with people that you're in class with. They're your best friends. Like, what is it like being on a first team with people that you're just so close with? Like,
no, it's very nice because you make like a lot of memories, and it's very nice to play with people that you're close with, because then the connections is much better. So it's very nice.
Any embarrassing stories you can share? Anything?
I don't think
anything funny
that should be
national
spoken
TV.
about.
Nobody will see it. Like, really, anybody watch it?
No.
It's not like it's on TV or anything.
No.
What happens in the team stays in the team. So.
I respect that. I respect
Fair enough. Your predictions for this tournament, by the time you are watching or listening to this, St. Mary's Festival will be over. But just what do you think is going to happen this weekend?
Well, it started off in Pool A very tough. The tournament's favorites drew and won. So I think it's going to turn out very different than what I expected. So it's very tough to say now already since it's day 1. But after tomorrow's games, you'll see. Because then after tomorrow, we start with semis and all of that. So we'll
now,
see.
When this goes out, whoever's watching or listening will either think you were absolutely spot on or don't know what you're talking about.
No. But the team that I think will do really well is Orania, and I think we will also do very well.
Okay, backing it in.
Back the gals.
Yeah.
Free state final.
Oh,
I call it a free state final.
Yeah, we'll be watching and waiting to see if that happens.
If you've seen the Supersport Schools podcast before, you know that we always end with a quiz. Our guest goes head to head with Tim and is then placed on our leaderboard. So today, Taheera and Tim each get 60 seconds to answer as many questions correctly as they can. Normally, I ask the questions, but I had to rush off to the North-South Festival in Pretoria, leaving Tim and the camera guy, Greg, to do it. But before I hand over to them, I want to remind you of the leaderboard. Mark Jury and Coach Cooks are at the top, tied on 9. The highest score Tim has achieved is 8, and the highest placed schoolgoer is Luca with 6. Right, let's see how Taheera does.
If you guys have watched the last few episodes, you know we're looking for a replacement for Tim. He's not the strongest.
Look, I've only lost once.
5 times.
Yeah, Mark Jury, Cooks, and the 7 times you went against Luca to try and beat him off camera.
No.
Yeah.
Luca's trying to beat me, okay?
No.
For those of you that didn't know, in the actual episode, I faced Luca when I beat him. And he was like, no, we're going off camera. So we actually did go off camera. And we don't have to talk about what happened off camera.
Because Tim lost. I
didn't lose. I did. No, whoa.
To the same person.
Okay.
Shocking, eh?
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to take the win here today. Greg, you
about
about
that.
Quizmaster? Any other rules
100%.
that we need to know about?
It's just 60 seconds, as many as you can get right. That's about it. Tim's going to go first, so you have something to chase. And yeah, if you're ready, we can go.
I'm going to set the standard so high you won't be able to catch it.
I think we're going to stick with another 6 or 7 from you, Tim. Well, I've got a 60-second timer going here. Have the questions up right here. And if you are ready, Tim, we can get going.
I don't think I'll ever be ready for this quiz.
Your time starts now. Are you allowed to interfere with play if you're within 5 meters of taking a free hit?
No.
Okay. Who is the headline sponsor of the 2023 St. Mary's Hockey Festival?
You can't look anywhere.
Stand back.
Good,
Your jokes are good
correct.
right over there.
True or false? Can you score from outside the D in a shorty?
Yes?
False. What is the maximum length of a rugby field's in goal?
Only 5 meters.
22. What is the maximum weight of a field hockey stick in the Olympics? 756, 767, or 676 grams?
The 700 one.
There's
two of
Just give me one. Let's go.
Wrong. Which school has won 6 out of the 7 last St. Mary's Hockey Festivals?
Oranje.
Correct. What did the Proteas cricket team score to record the highest T20 run chase ever?
Like 250?
259. Maybe we'll give that to you. We'll see. How many umpires are there on a field match during hockey?
2.
Correct. Which players are allowed to touch the ball with their feet during a hockey match?
Just the goalie.
Correct. True or false? You can hit the ball with the back of your stick during a hockey match. Time is up. I'll give you a chance to answer that last one since I did stumble a bit.
False? I was going to say false. I can tell you that.
To be honest, I can't remember the question.
Oh, thank you.
But we'll give you a bonus point because I was quite terrible there.
I don't even think the question is true or false.
All right, I want to count up my points, please, to show that
Okay, let's go.
Are we,
You know what?
are we giving that?
No,
you
don't
got
put it.
6.
No, you're going to lose. So I'm going with 6.
Okay.
I
So
just
Tim
confident.
has got 6. That is your lowest score to date, I think.
No.
Is it? Yes. You've been getting 8 against Jury against
Yes,
Cooks.
yes.
So this is 8.
Yes.
This is 8.
Yes,
Lovely.
that is my lowest. 100%. It is definitely my lowest.
Okay, so we turn to the more talented of the 2 hockey players here.
I've never played hockey in my life.
Taheera, you have 60 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm
Your time starts now. In what year did the St. Mary's Hockey Festival start?
2000.
Correct. Roughly how heavy is a hockey ball?
156 grams.
Correct. Who is the top-ranked hockey team according to the FIH? What channel on TV is Supersport Schools?
216.
Correct. Who is the most capped South African sportsperson across all sports?
Marshall Burns.
Correct. True or false, the goalkeeper cannot use the back of their stick in hockey? Correct. What is the maximum length of a field hockey stick? 100, 105, or 110 centimeters?
105.
Correct. How many substitutions can you make during a hockey match?
As many as one.
Correct. What is the best finishing place of the women's national hockey team in the Olympics?
9.
Correct. Before yourself, how many Eunice girls have played for the national team?
4.
Correct. Who played 220 tests for South Africa and scored 221 goals?
Kitty Couture.
Correct. Who started the St. Mary's Hockey Festival? Pass. What school had the first Astro in the country?
Maris book quantity.
Correct. What color? And that is time up. She has absolutely destroyed that. I was running.
She doubled my score.
I ran out of questions. I went to your questions.
Where's the Eunice one?
There was a Eunice one. I skipped it.
I could have gotten that. That's more than double.
Not only has she doubled your score, not only has she beaten Cook, she has also beaten the former CEO of Supersport, Mark Jury. That is madness. So she is now top of the table
By a landslide.
by 4 points.
You know what? We should have given her a rugby quiz. Maybe it was unfair
No,
giving her
no.
a quiz in her own sport.
Come on, we're quizzing them in their own sport, Tim. You got to do your research before.
Okay, you what?
You get a week to prepare for this.
In this, you have to do research on the sport that's coming
Exactly.
to watch.
I tried my
For
best.
competing.
So that's
Listen.
why I knew that Oranje had won 6 out of the last 7.
We could be told.
Only because
No,
you answered it.
You saw Stan Bank there, and you checked for the umpire.
Okay.
You basically got the
So Taheera, should we replace him on the next podcast?
Yes.
What?
Okay,
No.
Thank you, and get someone else.
This has been the Super Sports Schools podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.
And now the podcast from